Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to take a look at Chewbacca. Now, they've recently been making a whole lot of really cool new Star Wars figures, and at first glance, they look the same, but when you actually open them up and look at them, they are made with a whole lot more quality, so I'm expecting a lot from this Chewbacca. Let me show you some examples before I dive into it too fast. So here is the new Luke Skywalker, and he looks pretty amazing, but let's compare him to the version right before. Where is he? Oh, there he is. And you can just see the difference in these Lukes. So, I mean, look at the face difference. Incredible. Now, his neck's a little long, but other than that, he looks so much better than the one released right before that first Luke. Even though he doesn't have cloth goods, I mean, I could take and put this cloth goods on there and do some arm swaps and everything else, but it just looks amazing. Heck, I just do a head swap. Of course, these legs are better too. Anyway, the new figures are just made so much better. And another example of this is Princess Leia. Princess Leia. So here we have this Princess Leia and the new one. And even though, again, she doesn't have soft fabrics on her, you can just see the face is just made so much better. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I have an older Princess Leia too that's even a little bit older than that one. And you get to see that this is the worst, then it got better, then it got exceptional. Exceptional! So I am expecting exceptional from this Chewbacca. Now I have Han Solo on pre-order. He'll be coming soon. But I'm having a hard time finding Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'm kind of bummed out about it because I didn't realize what they were doing with these figures and I didn't grab them and he sold out quick. So I'll probably be stuck either paying a fortune for the Obi-Wan Kenobi or hopefully they re-release them. But let's go ahead and take a look at Chewbacca. Now in the back, it shows this whole entire thing. It says Chewbacca. Let me just zoom this right up. Chewbacca is a legendary Wookiee warrior with a big heart, known for his short temper, accuracy with a bowcaster, and unwavering loyalty to his friends. So cool. And then you can see the picture of Chewbacca on there. There he is. And I'm just loving these New Hope figures. They are so cool. So cool. Let's go ahead and crack this case open and let's take a look at this cool figure. Now, I don't collect a lot of Star Wars figures. I mostly just like the main characters from New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I'm not even a huge fan of Return of the Jedi, even though I do have a Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, I do like to mix my Star Wars action figures with my He-Man figures. But to do that, you usually have to change them and do a lot of customization to make them fit just right. So, Chewbacca is probably not going to become part of the ranks of the He-Man Masters of the Universe. But still, it's pretty cool. Alright, how does that hook on there? I guess it just clicks on somehow. There we go. Shrunk. Alright, let's take a look at the beast himself, Chewbacca. Now, I remember as a kid, I didn't understand the whole relationship between Han Solo and Chewbacca. I thought he was Han Solo's pet, but as you watch the movies and start getting back into the lore, you realize he is more than just Han Solo's pet. He's just an alien creature that's actually Han Solo's best friend, which makes a whole different storyline than just his pet, which I was confused as a child watching the original Star Wars when I was a little kid. Let's talk about articulation. We have ankle articulation. We have a single knee joint, but it does pivot sideways too. And then we have no thigh cut. We have a hip motion. And then we have a spot right here. Kind of waist, but higher, but not as high as chest. Probably like an ab crunch area, I suppose. Doesn't turn in between here. Then we have shoulder movement. And single jointed elbow, but it does bend really, really far. then it also has the pivot point too. And then for the wrist, we have just rotation, it looks like. Not back and forth. I can't tell. Oh, maybe there's some back and forth. It seems to move that way. Either I'm bending the pin or it actually moves that way. And then the head, of course, moves. Now, this figure would be pretty difficult to design because it has so much fur hanging over it. And I think they did a very clever job of melding in the colors so it looks like it's congruent all the way along. So I am like really happy with this figure. Let's check him out for height comparison compared to some other figures in the line. So here he is next to Luke. Now to me that looks a little tall, but maybe not. For those that are huge Star Wars fans, let me know if that looks pretty accurate to you guys. Let's take a look at Darth Vader next to him. I couldn't find my Darth Vader for a second there. So here is Darth Vader. Now we do know Luke is a little short for a stormtrooper, so I guess he's not that average guy you would use to check height. But I do have Boba Fett, and he's probably like an average size guy. So let's go and compare him. He's got his ankles kind of weird. Let's see if I can fix that up a little bit. Yeah. And so you can see, yeah, that probably looks about right. It's just Luke's so short in comparison. And then, of course, I told you I had that one Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi, and she's like really short. So there's Carrie Fisher next to him. Wow, that's a huge difference. I just looking at this and I'm cracking up. This reminds me, that is so funny, especially this version of Princess Leia. This reminds me of my second oldest son. He's just a tall, we used to always tease him and call him Bigfoot, and you know, hiding in the jungle and stuff. And his wife is short, and I just, with long hair, it looks like my second oldest son and his wife. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull these two figures out next time I come to visit and show them. Oh, that is funny. And of course we got C-3PO, which is probably about an average human height too. I'd imagine they'd make the robots. Oh, he's shorter than him. Maybe they don't want him to be too tall. He looks intimidating as just a robot. That's a service droid. Ugh. Of course, I do have Din Djarin too. It's funny. I just wanted to collect a couple of these just to make some customs. And before I know it, I kept buying more and more and more. I think the first figure I bought in the Black Series was actually R2-D2. And I was just trying to find a good R2-D2 that would match well with my He-Man figures. And they were all just too small. Too small. So since then, I have bought so many R2-D2 figures to try all the different heights and everything else. And I finally have found some comparable ones. But in the meanwhile, I found some really cool ones that are kind of fun. Like this one's really kind of a fun one. And just some other ones that I happened to come across. He's even shorter than the Black Series one. Stand, R2, stand. Oh no, R2's foot's broken off. How did that happen? Oh, I guess it goes back on. Then I got this one. I got a whole bunch that I'm not going to show you because I don't have them out in this set. But somehow I know this. Oh, it pops in and out. There we go. R2, D2. I know it's so crazy. When I was a kid, we'd play with our Star Wars action figures, and my friends would pull out their R2-D2 and have them beep, 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 beep. And mine would talk. I would just get right out there and talk. Because we know that R2 can talk because when you look at the movies, he's using the screen in the X-Wing fighter to talk to Luke. So he does have vocabulary. He can speak. It's just he doesn't have a voice modulator. So I remember when we used to play, they go like, R2-D2 can't talk. And I'm like, well, mine does. No. And they'd get all irritated, and they'd ask me why mine could talk and nobody else's could. I'd say, well, mine was programmed by Todd. And they would always get really annoyed at me. And, of course, the best figure of all, Rose Tico! Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I know a lot of people despise Rose. I feel bad for the actress because of that. And imagine that. You're getting hired to be in a Star Wars movie. And not just that, but you also get to be one of the main characters of a new movie. You'd be stoked. I'd be stoked. That'd be so awesome. And then the fans turn on you. Oh, that'd be devastating. You know, especially to say things like, you know, how come her sister didn't survive and all this other craziness. So I keep a Rose Tico figure just to be reminded of the sadness of what happened to that poor actress. I feel bad. I feel bad. All right. Well, that is the end of my Star Wars saga and my new figure. I can't wait to get Han Solo and eventually track down Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I could have all 6 of the main characters from, what's it, is it 6? We got Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie. I guess it's only 5, because when you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, well, of course, then you got the robots too. I got them already. So yeah, I guess that's 7. Is that right? Yeah, 7. So really, all I need is 7 good guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 more left. Han Solo and Ben Kenobi. If I'm missing somebody, let me know. My favorite character of all Star Wars is, believe it or not, is Qui-Gon Jinn. I don't know why. I just love that character. Now, I'm not a huge fan of The Phantom Menace, the actual movie, but that is my favorite Star Wars character. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And like they always, you know, we're not in the 1987 movie for He-Man, so I'm not going to say good journey. Instead, I need to say, may the Force be with you. You know what? He wouldn't say may the Force be with you. That's kind of weird. Who would say that? I guess Leia would say it, but I will have Luke say it. May the Force be with you. I tried to make my voice higher pitched. Look at that. I just cannot believe the quality. The quality. And you can see they tried to do it here. You can see the nose looks like when he's standing on Tatooine and he's looking over the sand dunes. That looks like him. When you turn his head and do the straight on, his eyes are too close. Something went wrong. But the profile doesn't look half bad. But, well, yeah. But this one... Amazing. Amazing! Alright. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!